Good morning, students. So yesterday we have verified the first way of adding the three rational numbers, and we found that when we add three rational numbers a, b, c, where a was 1 by 2, b was 2 by 6 and c was 3 by 8. When we added a and b together and then the sum of a and b was added to c, we found that the result is 29 by 24. Now we should find out the values of these two expressions and check whether the values for these two expressions are equal to this. If they are equal, then we can say that rational numbers obey associative property for addition. So let us verify this second expression. So here first we have to add b and c. Our a, b and c are 1 by 2, 2 by 6 and 3 by 8. So first we have to add b and c. This is our a, this is our b and this is c. So 2 by 6 plus 3 by 8. Yesterday we found that LCM of 6 and 8 is 24. So to make this 6 as 24, we need to multiply this 6 with 4. 6 4s 24. Similarly, since we are multiplying 6 with 4, we should multiply this 2 also with 4. So 2 into 4 times is 8. Plus we are adding b and c. So this denominator here is 8. To make this 8 as 24, we should multiply this 8 with 3. Since we are multiplying 8 with 3, we should multiply 3 also with 3. So 3 times is 9. And the sum of b and c is 8 plus 9, 17 by 24. Now this is the sum of b and c. I am going to add a to the sum of b and c. I am going to add a to the sum of b and c. So sum of b and c is 17 by 24 and I am going to add 1 by 2. The LCM of the denominators 2 and 24 is 24 because 24 is a multiple of 2. So denominator is 24. So we have to multiply 24 with 1 to get 24. Since we are multiplying 24 with 1, we should multiply 17 with 1. So 17 into 1 is 17. Plus, to convert this 2 to 24, we need to multiply this 2 with 12. Now, since we will multiply 2 with 12, we should also multiply 1 with 12. So 12 times is 12. So the sum is 17 plus 12, 29 by 24. So we see that the sum of when the sum of b and c is added to a, we get the answer as the result as 29 by 24. We see that when we added the c to the sum of a and b, the answer was 29 by 24, and when we added a to the sum of b plus c, we got the same answer 29 by 24. Now let us check this third expression where we will add a and c and then we will add b to the sum of a and c. Let us verify this. Here the sum of a and c. A is 1 by 2 and c is 3 by 8. So we have to add 1 by 2 and 3 by 8. Now again 8 is a multiple of 2. So we can say that the LCM of 2 and 8 is 8. LCM LCM of 2 and 8 is 8. So to make this 2 as 8, we will multiply 2 with 4. 2 4 times is 8. Since we are multiplying 2 with 4, we should multiply 1 also with 4. So 1 into 4 times is 4. Plus, to make, we should multiply 8 with 1 to get 8. Since we are multiplying here with 1, we should multiply this 3 also with 1. So 3 into 1 is 3. So the sum of A and C is 7 by 8. Now to the sum of A and C, I am going to add B. To the sum of A and C, which is 7 by 8, I am going to add B, 2 by 6. In the last expression, we saw that the LCM of 6 and 8 is 24. LCM of 6 and 8 is 24. So we can express these 7 by 8 and 2 by 6 in such a way that their denominator is 24. We know that 8 3 times is 24, and since we are multiplying 8 with 3, we should multiply this 7 with 3. So 7 3 times is 21. Plus this 6, if we want to convert it into 24, we should multiply it with 4. 6 into 4 is 24. Since so we should multiply this 2 also with 4. 2 4 times is 8. 21 plus 8 divided by the LCM is 24. When we add 21 and 8, we get 29 by 24. We see that when we add B to the sum of A and C, again we are getting the same result, 29 by 4. Therefore we can say that rational numbers obey associative property for addition. Let us check the associative property for subtraction. Again, we are going to take 3 rational numbers A, B and C. 3 rational numbers. 3 rational numbers A, B and C, and we are going to verify the following 3 expressions. We will check whether the following 3 expressions have the same value. First we will subtract B from A, and then we will subtract C from the result of A minus B. Then we will subtract C from B, and the result whatever we will get, we will subtract that from A. And in the third expression, we will subtract A minus C, and from the result we will subtract B. So let us take three rational numbers A, B and C and verify these three expressions. Let A is equals to 1 by 2, B is equals to 3 by 2 and C is equals to 5 by 2. First expression, A minus B minus C. So first we will subtract B from A and whatever result we will get from that we will subtract C. So A minus B, 1 by 2 minus 3 by 2. 1 by 2 minus 3 by 2 is minus 2 by 2. Here the denominators are same. So there is no need of finding the LCM. We can directly subtract the numerators and keep the denominator as it is. So minus 2 by 2 is minus 1 by 1. So this is the difference of the result of A minus B. From this now we are going to subtract C. So minus 1 by 1 or minus 2 by 2, minus 2 by 2, minus 2 by 2, from the result we have to subtract C. So minus 5 by 2. Here also the denominators are same. We will subtract only the numerators and we will keep the denominator as it is. So minus 2 minus 5. It gives us minus 7 upon 2. Therefore, the value of A minus B minus C is minus 7 upon 2. Now let us verify the second expression where we will first subtract C from B and then from this result will be subtracted from A. So let us verify. First expression we have verified. Now the next expression which we are going to verify is A minus B minus C. So from B we have to subtract C. B is 3 by 2 and C is 5 by 2. We have to subtract 5 by 2 from 3 by 2. Here the denominators are same. Therefore, we are going to subtract only the numerators and the denominators will be left as it is. So 3 minus 5 is minus 2 upon 2. Minus 2 upon 2. Now this result is being subtracted from A. So this result is being subtracted from minus of minus 2 by 2. This result is being subtracted from A. What is A? A is 1 by 2. So when we subtract, here the denominators are same. Therefore we will subtract only the numerators and we will keep the denominator as it is. There will not be any change in the denominator. So 1 minus minus 2. It becomes 3. So we see that the result for the second expression is 3 by 2. Now we can conclude that the values for these two expressions are not equal. So we can say that rational numbers do not obey associative property for subtraction. Rational numbers do not obey associative property for subtraction. Rational numbers do not obey associative property for subtraction. Rational numbers do not obey associative property for subtraction. Now let us check the role of 0. our next topic is the role of zero. Now we know that when we add 0 to any number, the result is the number itself. To understand this, let us take one example and look what happens. So let us take a rational number 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0. Therefore 1 by 2 is a rational number, and we will add 0. We will add 0 and we will see what is the result. Okay, so this 0 can be written as 0 by 2. Now the denominators are same. Since denominators are same, we need to add only the numerators. So 1 plus 0 is 1 and the denominator is left undisturbed. So denominator is 2. We see that the sum of 1 by 2 and 0 is 1 by 2. So in such cases, when we add a number to the other number and we get the same number as given, here the given number is 1 by 2 and we are adding a number, some number 0 to get 1 by 2. The number is not changing. So we can say that 0 is acting like the identity of this number 1 by 2. Therefore we say that 0 is additive identity. 0 is we can say that 0 is additive identity. 0 is additive identity. 0 is additive identity for rational numbers. 0 is the additive identity of rational numbers. Can you think of a number which, when multiplied with a given number, gives us the same number? Okay, so let me explain it again. So this is the rational number and we are going to multiply it with a number. We do not know what is that number, but we know that the result is 1 by 2. Means it does not, when we multiply this 1 by 2 with that number does not affect this 1 by 2 and we get the answer as 1 by 2. Okay, so can you think of such number? Yes, we have already seen such number, that is 1. When we multiply any number with 1, we get the same number. So let us multiply. So 1, we are multiplying this number with 1. This 1 can be written as 1 by 1. Okay, so in multiplication, we multiply the numerators and we multiply the denominators separately, and we write them as a result. We write the sum as a result. The sum of numerator, the product of numerator is written in the numerator and the product of denominator is written in the denominator. Like 1 into 1 is 1. Since we are multiplying the numerators, their product is written in the numerator. 2 into 1 is 2. The product of these two numbers is 2. Since they are in denominator, we are writing the product in denominator. So when we observed that when we multiply 1 by 2, when we multiply this 1 by 2 with 1, we got the same number. So what can we say, that 1 is the multiplicative identity? Yes, we can say that 1 is the multiplicative identity multiplicative identity for rational numbers. Now we are going to look at the negative of a rational number. We will learn what do we mean by the negative of a rational number. So first time we came across the negative numbers in collection of integers, where we used to have positive integers and negative integers. So here also we will discuss about the positive rational numbers and the negative rational numbers. So positive rational numbers, we know 1 by 2, 2 by 6, 3 by 6, 8, all these are positive rational numbers. And minus 1 by 2, minus 2 by 6 and minus 3 by 8, all these are negative rational numbers. So why this negative rational number is important? So negative of a rational number. Let us, to understand this negative of a rational number or negative rational number, let us take one example and try to find out what happens when we add the negative of a rational number to the positive part of counterpart of that negative rational number. So let us take a rational number 1 by 2, and when we add the negative of 1 by 2, what is the sum? The denominator here are same and numerators are same, which will give us the sum as 0 by 2, which is 0, which is equal to 0. So we can say that negative of a rational number is, when we add a negative rational number with a positive number, we get 0. We have studied about 0. 0 is called as the additive identity. Since when we add two rational numbers, we are getting additive identity, we call them as the additive inverses. We call them as the additive inverses. Additive inverse. 1 by 2 is additive inverse of minus 1 by 2, and minus 1 by 2 is additive inverse of 1 by 2. Or in general we can say that if A is a rational number, then minus A is additive inverse of A, or we can say that A is additive inverse of minus A. Similarly, can we have the multiplicative inverses? So what should be the product of the multiplicative inverses? It should be multiplicative identity. Let us check this. Do we have such rational number which when multiplied to a given rational number gives us the multiplicative identity? So here we are going to learn about the reciprocal of a rational number. So here we can take 1 by 2 and we are going to multiply it with a rational number such that we get 1. 1 is the multiplicative identity. Okay. So do we have such rational numbers? Yes. Such rational numbers which when multiplied with a given rational number we get 1 are called as the reciprocals or multiplicative inverses. Okay, here we had additive inverse. In multiplication we have multiplicative inverse. This number here is called as multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of that given rational number. By when we solve this expression, we see that the number here is 2 by 1. When we multiply 1 by 2 with 2 by 1, we get 1. So we can say that for a rational number A, there exists 1 by A such that their product is 1. For a rational number A, there exists 1 by A such that A into 1 by A is equal to 1. Here we can say that A is multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of 1 by A. Or we can also say that 1 by A is multiplicative inverse of  A. Dear students, you can watch these videos and in between you can pause them and make note of all these points which we are studying now or learning now, and when we are done with sufficient number of concepts required for solving the exercise, you can practice those exercise questions, and if you have any doubt in those questions, you can send me the WhatsApp, or you can send me your query on the WhatsApp. Thank you.